expressed by the host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
Let's get ready to rumble! Y'all ready for this?
Well, good morning, everybody. It is TGIF. It's Friday here, and welcome to another episode of Blind United with, Coffee Time with Blind United. Forgot to hit that loop button, huh? That's all good. But see what happens when you guys stay away for a while? You guys get rusty. But
just a little bit, just a little bit.
It's all good. So, but anyway, everybody knows I'm Ed, and I got Carol and Pedro with me this morning. So, good morning, you two.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. Thank God it's Friday. I want to say hello to my bed.
So, we'll say hello to everybody, of course. Let me get this interest group out the way. We got one interest group for the night. We have movie night, of course. That's with me. And tonight we'll be showing Bucket List with Morgan Freeman and Jack Nicholson.
All right.
Pretty good movie if you guys haven't seen it. This is a new play on, I guess, what you want to call it, The Odd Couple, because they are definitely the odd couple.
Definitely.
But it's really, really a good movie. It's dramatic. It's funny. It's all, all that. So come on out, check us out at 6 p.m. tonight, and make sure you got all your popcorn, snacks, beverages, whatever it is you need to enjoy the movie, and come hang out with us for a little while and enjoy the movie with us. So,
okay, sounds good. It sounds like a good movie. How's it been, guys? I've been at MIA for a little bit. I've been a little busy doing some stuff here and there, a little bit of entertainment stuff and content and stuff like that. But I hope everybody's doing good. I missed the comments. I watched a little bit on Monday, guys. Actually, I was actually a viewer that day. But glad to be back. Sometimes we get a little busy.
That's when you and George were going back and forth about traveling to the moon.
Traveling to the moon. That's right.
Hey, it's a discussion we must have.
Right. Well, no, it's been a pretty good week. Carol's been with me most of the week. I only had to do one day by myself, but I got through it. The rest of the week, Carol's been in and helped me of George, and we had Monday we had George and Brother Rick from
Brother Rick. Oh, y'all was on cue on that one.
Yeah. He popped up and said, "Man, I'm home a little early. Can I come in?" Of course you can come in. So he came in and hung out with us. Rick has always got got a good head on his shoulder. He's able to add to the conversation, another dimension to it. So
Mm,
it was a great day. So
yeah, and now Carol's back, so that's good too. It's good to hear you too, Carol.
and the
Yes, I
kids
finally
told
got
it
StreamYard downloaded, so I'm in the mix now.
right. And again, I want to let you know, Carol. Again, we're proud of you because you did not let that barrier get in your way. You
Thank you.
and worked on it until you got through it, and here we are. You're back with us. So
Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna keep trying. I
that's
don't
what.
have no give up in me, so I'm trying to get with it, or I'm gonna get left behind.
Well, this is true. This is true. We got to stay on top of this technology because it's
Yeah.
again it's everywhere and it's Lord
Well,
have mercy. You need to
well,
It's
get ready for this
necessary.
AI. It's necessary, and
Yes.
everybody better get ready for AI because AI is going to be all up in everything. So,
yeah. One thing that I noticed about being blind and using your phone and your technology and stuff, you always need to keep learning because they always change something. You're always constantly learning, and it's not like for the sighted folks that you get an update, you can see it and you can know how to do things. For us, sometimes a lot of things change, and it's always a learning curve, learning, learning, learning. And then sometimes they want you to have so many different technologies and stuff like that to carry around. So sometimes it's like it gets overwhelming for some folks having all this stuff out and they want you to do all this. But yeah, it's always a learning curve with these technologies.
yeah, it is definitely a barrier for a lot of folks. I mean, like you say, is I mean, I'm sorry, just some folks are just not, I remember when I was younger working on cars and stuff, I realized there was a lot of folks out there that just were not mechanically inclined. And now I'm at this stage of my life and I'm realizing there's a lot of people out there that are just not technically inclined, you know.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's just sometimes for some folks it's a little tougher to get, and that's where I as an instructor I try to simplify it with like the simplest steps, not a big old deep dive or something, but some basic steps to get some stuff done. But even then, it's like they give you a phone and you're working on your phone, and then they want you to get this victory reader, and they're like, yeah, yeah, this victory reader is going to help, even though it does everything the phone does all that.
Right,
And then they want you to get a laptop, or they want you to get this money reader thing and all these other technologies that sometimes you don't want to carry all that. You want to be compact, and you could probably almost do all that on your phone, and your phone receives updates most constantly.
right.
And
And
if you,
then,
oh,
go ahead, Carol.
sorry.
Go
If you
ahead.
don't have a teacher or an instructor, none of these things come with instructions. So you're just kind of left out there. You have to rely on someone else to give you instructions on how to work these things.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
and
some
that's
do.
the
Go ahead, Ed.
No, I was going to say, and that's what we try to do here at Blind United, with our interest groups. We try to, provide that, that up to date training and stuff, as well as, like Pedro said, sometimes, well, not sometimes, generally, always, there's a learning curve, but at the same time, we try to simplify everything, I mean, like
Mhm.
Pedro says, he comes up with all these different ways to create shortcuts to simplify your life and do things with your phone and so on and so forth. I, for one, am not one to carry 15 different devices. I hate backpacks. I mean, all those that can carry them, man, more power to you. I just don't like them. Plus, with being blind, I don't want to take the chance on setting it down like when I'm out and about. But again, if I can get everything in my phone, I'd rather do what I can from my phone. Let my phone be my toolbox, and and then again, the simplest way to navigate it, So whether it's your phone, you want to do the simple stuff there. I mean, Pedro is expert with that kind of stuff, when it comes to the jaws and stuff like that. I mean, I'm okay, but George is a lot more advanced with jaws and windows than I am, and he also offers a group where he does, the Jaws tips and tricks. I mean, he shows you quick ways to do things with Jaws. I've learned a lot from him on that. I've learned a lot from Pedro on the iPhone. I mean, I've learned a lot from Sean and the AI. Well, I've learned a lot from you as well, Pedro. But
Yeah.
again, that's what we're here for. This technology is we're just trying to help everybody with that learning curve. So
Yeah.
check out the schedule. Go to the group. If you ain't in the group, just go to Blind United Interest Groups on Facebook. The schedule's there, posted every month. The brand new schedule is posted. If not, reach out info at blindunited.org and just let me know. We got a call. I'm sorry, I got an email the other day from somebody in Colorado that wanted to get on the list, so I got him added. And now he'll get the reminders. He'll get the new schedule. And with the reminders, a lot of people don't realize we give a lot of extra information, a lot of extra resources come through. With the emails as well. Job uh, uh, opportunities, training opportunities, free training opportunities, all kind of stuff comes out with the emails as well. So,
Yeah,
uh,
even from other organizations, sometimes we forward information that is relevant to our community. So get us with our get on our email list and get all that information done. I do see even for our support groups, some materials go out and things like that for you to review or download or for later use. So that's always helpful. And
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 the
Blind
record.
United for me has been a lifeline. You all are in California. I'm here in Texas, and I tell you, I have learned more from you all than I have from individuals here right at home. So, I mean, I don't know what I'd do without you.
Uh,
Wow.
well, we're happy to be there for you, Carol. We really are. So and again, like I said, we're Blind United. We don't care where the resources come from, whether it's one of the two major organizations or not. I mean, if it's a resource that is there for the community, we want to make sure that the community has access to that. We don't play politics on that. We are Blind United. We're trying to be that catalyst in the middle right there. You know, I know I'm not gonna name which one, but just say one of them's Russia and the other one's America. We're trying to be Sweden. You know what I'm saying?
well, well, we
We're
could
trying to be
say.
Canada. We're trying to be in the middle there. We're trying to be that, the one that, can we just get along? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Yeah, it's like
right.
two sides of the same coin, and we want to be the coin. We don't want to be just one side.
Right,
No,
right,
that's
right.
right.
That's a good analogy,
Yeah,
Pedro. I
I
like
like
that one.
that. I like that. Smooth,
Yeah,
smooth.
Hmm.
yeah. All right. See,
Same side of the same coin, two sides of the same coin, but we want to be the coin.
now you know why I surround myself with all these folks now, because they always come up with more talented things than my old ass can come up with. But
We
and
all got our little niche and little spot. You know what I mean? We all
well,
do.
and then together is what makes this happen. I mean, neither one of us is, we don't. We all shine. Either we all shine or nobody shines. It ain't like we have one superstar. I mean, we all help each other. I mean, Pedro is, like I said, he's really good with his Apple and Mac and all that good stuff. But Pedro called me up and said, Ed, how do I do this with Windows? How do I do this with JAWS? I mean, we lean on each other. We keep each other sharp. We help each other. So if I need something with Mac or Apple, I can call him and he'll tell me what's going on, vice versa. I mean,
Yeah, I'm
even
always.
George calls me, Ed, I need help with this. Okay, well, let me see what I can do.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I try to stay. I like to look. You know how they say master of one is not master of all, right? Or they say master of all is not a master of one.
Right.
Well,
It was a jack of all trades, master of none.
oh yeah, jack of all trades, master of
Master
none.
of none.
Yeah, but the last part of that they leave out. Master of one is not a master of all.
That's
You
true.
know,
Mm.
so if you keep your head in all kinds of different subjects like me, I do like video content editing, content scripting, music production, music mixing, music recording. So I do I have a lot of different hats that I do, but from all that and doing all that in my Mac, I learned to use my Mac more efficiently and do more than some of these maybe instructors that only might use the Mac as a message, text based, word based, pages, or something like that, something basic, only dealing with words and text. When I deal with video content, audio content, and other forms of, I try to use my Mac. I try to do all kinds of stuff. I try to get all these models. I try to play with. I do all kinds of stuff with AI. I do all. I like to geek out sometimes, but that's just me. But I like to bring that to the community. If I even read manuals. I buy stuff and I read the manuals. I'm not one of them people that I'm not reading the manual. I figure it out. 5 years later, I'm barely still figuring it out. No, I need to know what I'm doing, get it down, dumb it down for myself, and then I pass it on because sometimes these manuals they teaching you how to use a thing, but they don't teach you in order. They just teach you this, you do this, you do that. The way I try to teach is we're gonna do this and we're gonna go through all the steps to make it simplified to do this task.
Right,
Not
right,
give you a list of all the things you could do, but doesn't actually teach you. It only tells you this is how you do that, but it doesn't teach you how to do a task. For example, let's say Victor Reader. They would tell you um what is well, we know them by head in level 1, 2, and 3 and stuff. They would tell you how to switch it to that, but they won't put it in practice for you so you could go along and do it. So
right.
sometimes you
So
need that instructor to put all those things in together and make sense of the whole overall
a lot of people
picture.
don't realize teaching techniques is really, really important. I mean, you got to have somebody that can relate, to their students or the people that they're trying to teach. Otherwise, they just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And it just may be something in there. But for the most part, everything is good. I want to shout out to Paul and Monica. They both are in the chat, and Monica made the comment, and we can all agree that her and technology are like water and oil.
Shout out
Right.
to you, baby. Oh man.
But we love you, Monica. We gonna help you as well, sweetheart. We gonna get you through it too. So
And for those that might be thinking, she's with a dude that knows how to do technology, guys, we kind of took that equation out of the relationship. So it won't put no strain. She actually has an instructor for all that. So, you know, that's
I
how
mean,
we.
it makes sense. I mean, even my wife was from New York. She never drove in her life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when we first got together, of course, I'm from California. Everybody drives in California, So going through that process, and I was trying to teach her how to drive, and I thought I was being really, really calm, but maybe it was just her and her being nervous or whatever. It just maybe she thought I was snapping at her or whatever. I didn't think I was anyway, but bottom line, I couldn't teach her how to drive. She just wasn't satisfied with it. And then after I had my accident where she really needed to learn how to drive, I mean, I actually had my dad came over and I said, all right, well, we got to make sure she knows what she's doing. He took her out and came back and said, she's good.
uh,
So either I did teach her and she just didn't realize it, or maybe she was just relaxed enough with him that my teaching was able to come through. And he said, no, she's good, she's okay. you
yeah, yeah,
know
yeah. And that's why I say, like, when it comes to certain things like that, sometimes you might have to leave it to someone else because it puts a strain in a relationship. Sometimes you don't want to offer something really small. But yeah, it's true. Sometimes teaching is a gift. Teaching is it's able to pass information on to someone that doesn't know it. It's self gratifying, and sometimes teaching doesn't get the to be holding a pedestal doesn't get the credit it needs. The teachers don't get credit like they need to be getting, because you have to have patience. You have to know how to, okay, if they don't learn it this way, let me try to teach it a different way so the person can get it.
Right,
And because people learn different ways, so sometimes even in teaching is, it's a skill. It's a skill to know. You could go to school and learn all the stuff, but it has to be like in you to motivate, because you're wearing so many hats in a teacher. You have to be the motivator, the instructor. You have to be the friend too. You have to visualize and observe what's happening overall in the classroom. If there's any bullying, there's a lot of hats that our teachers wear, and they don't get that.
right, right.
They
I
don't.
agree. I agree. I mean, for me, one of the most important things is as a teacher, I mean, you're aware of all the technical aspects of what it is you're trying to teach, but you can't give it that way because they're not going to receive it the technical way. You got to break it down and make it simple, unless you have somebody that's really tech savvy. Now you can give it to them technical, but when you're dealing with folks that are newly blind and new to technology and stuff like that, man, you got to break this stuff down to its simplest terms. And those that are able to do that and have the most patience are the ones that are most successful.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
Yes,
uh,
And
that's
patient
true.
patient in
Teach
itself is a
because you have
skill.
different personalities, and every,
Hmm.
like you say, everybody learns differently. Some
yeah,
people
Correct.
were visual learners, and some people were, you can just do task. And the visual learners are not going to really receive what you're trying to teach them if they can't see it.
and I'm one of them hands-on kind of guys. I'm not a book learning kind of guy.
Right,
I
right.
mean, imagine this. I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever heard this about this or not, but and they don't have very many of them around. I think they probably do in the heavy equipment, but my tractor, they call them a tractor, but the big rig, right? Running up.
Right.
I literally had two transmissions. So my truck literally had two gear shifts.
Oh, wow.
So you had to learn to operate with two gear shifts. I mean, so basically you got a main transmission, you got an auxiliary transmission, but it's not really an auxiliary. What it is, it's kind of like a splitter kind of thing. So the main transmission, you shift gears one time, then you go over to the auxiliary, or as they call it in the truck, a brownie, and you change gears four times. Then you go back to the main box, change gears, then you start all over again in the brownie. So every time you change gears over here once, you change the other one four times.
Oh,
That takes
wow.
a, and it takes a lot of coordination to get. Because remember, in trucks, you do not use the clutch. Okay, for those that know how to drive a manual
Yes.
transmission,
Yes.
you don't use a
Hmm.
clutch in a truck. It's all about RPM. So you got to balance that RPM, and you got to know what RPM to change, and then you got to know how far to let it fall before you can put it in the next hole. And oh man, it's. But again, I'm hands on. I mean, I mastered that. I did it all with one hand.
Oh,
Where
wow.
I knew guys that had their arm hooked through the steering wheel, got one gear shift in one hand and the other gear shift in the other hand.
Oh wow. Yeah.
I told him, man, I'm surprised you ain't running into stuff going down the highway with your arm hooked through the steering wheel like that. But again, it's just you're learning how you learn.
Yeah, I noticed. I was not too much of a visual learner, like when I read it and stuff, but I do it with my hands. Like I was like a hands-on guy. Now that I'm visually impaired, I could read it and I could understand it. I could understand it more than sometimes being hands-on,
Right.
you
Well,
know?
you were able to transition from one style of learning to the other, and that's a beautiful thing.
Mm.
Me, I still am not a book learner, so I'll just let you guys figure it out, and then you can come tell me how to do it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Sometimes I have to take notes, in steps, and I put it like in a, let's say, a notes, and I do my steps and all that. If I need to go back and look at that, because sometimes, yeah, sometimes it's a lot of information and it's overbearing, and shit.
And like you say, it's constantly changing. Like the new Jaws update that just came out, it's got the new Picture Smart with the AI in it. It's supposed to do a whole lot more stuff now. So I know Sean was talking about it the other night. I haven't played with it. I was hoping that either you or George at some point would
Well, I could tell you how the old one is. I updated my JAWS and I have not tried it yet. I hope I have been installed correctly or something. But the old one, let's say there's an image, right? Let's just picture Ed sitting down. He has a hat with some glasses or whatever it may be in his attire. Well, the old one, the Picture Smart, when you activate it and scan the picture, it will say person in picture, items, hat, glasses,
right,
phone, and then it would say people, one person, other attributes, desk. It won't give you a description. It will list the attributes, but when you list the attributes like that, you kind of can't paint a picture in your mind. And now with the updated Picture Smart and AI, it will say person sitting in front of a desk has a hat on. We'll tell you the color and the glasses and maybe even the color of the glasses, facial hair, the color of the clothes, and what's on the desk.
right.
And that could paint a picture vividly. And we have something coming in the forefront with Be My AI that I was just looking at, and it looks like live video assistance with an AI.
Yeah, interaction with a live
Hmm.
stream. So I mean, I'm waiting on that. I just hope that they can get that responses back and forth between us and AI to the level they portrayed it in the video. And
Yeah,
he's
because you
speaking,
could do edit.
speaking, folks. If you remember right, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, what it was when I showed that video, Carol, about the new Be My Eyes feature.
Yes.
Where the guy was in London and they was talking about the king is home because the flag is out and all that good stuff.
Right.
He
Hmm.
Right.
was able to hail down a cab. You have got to have immediate responses in order to identify a cab and know when to start waving it down.
That's right.
That's why I'm wondering what type of technology they're using. If they're using a compressed model and
Right.
putting it in within the app to get instant descriptions. I know on the negative 4.0 model, I've been getting fast responses and stuff. The only thing is I haven't been able to migrate things over. I know different models, even though they're running almost the same. This one's just a fast responder. But man, this technology coming out is gonna be pretty good, and we're in the mid of the hour too. So in that note, we're gonna jump into our social media. Follow us, guys. Like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Support Blind United.
Please do.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United.
Feeling lucky? Join Blind United for a thrilling day at Viejas Casino and Resort. Slaw Machine. Mark your calendars for Friday, August 9th. We're rolling out from Montclair and Buena Park at 9 a.m. sharp, so don't be late. For just $21, enjoy a ride filled with fun, refreshments, and the chance to win big. Remember, space is limited, and the deadline for your non-refundable payment is July 9th. Bring your game face and your ID and get ready for a day of excitement and entertainment. No worries about the drive. We've got you covered there and back. Book your spot now. Contact Cheryl at 909-821-9589, Turston74@gmail.com, or Pedro at 323-631-2122, Paguilera at blindunited.org. You can sell your payments to Blind United Incorporated using the email blindunited2022@gmail.com. Let's hit the jackpot together.
All right. And also, me and Cheryl was having a conversation last night. It looks like we can actually stretch that cutoff time where she has it right now is July 9th. It looks like we're going to be able to push that until maybe the second or third week in July as far as a cutoff time. So just to try to give it as much time as we can. We got to get 35 people per bus. So that's why we're looking at how long we can keep it open, to try to get that many folks. Hopefully we don't have to worry about it. Hopefully everybody will get in and get involved and, get their spot booked, and we won't have to worry about it at all. So
yeah, come and hang out with us. Come enjoy yourself. Also, if you're coming, if you have that cane, that unused cane, bring it along. Bring it along. We're still running our cane give initiative that we're running. So we're collecting canes for anybody that's going to come join us at the casino trip or at the color party or at the ceremony too.
Right.
So bring your
anything we do, please bring your canes. Again, you can't give us who we're trying to help. Jimmy is giving canes to folks in third world countries where they can't get canes. So again, he's we just want to support him in the work he's doing. So like Pedro says, regardless what the event is, bring your cane if you got one. If you're not coming to an event, you can go to You Can Give and download a shipping label where you can send it free matter for the blind, or you can reach out to us at info@blindunited.org. And we can do the same thing, whether it's whether you want to send it directly to him or you want to send it to us. Either way, we can make sure that happens. So please help us out with that. And then one more other little thing. We do have another event coming up in June. That's June 22nd. We'll be doing what we're calling the Turn It Up and Paint. So come on out and hang out with Blind United. Let's turn it up together and, get our little artwork thing going on. See who can create the best art, and we're making it an extra step here because, again, we are blind. So the canvases that we're going to be using for everybody to create their art with, it's like using a colored book in essence. It's got an outline on the canvas, and we have made that outline tactile, so that you'll be able to feel it and be able to, as they used to say, don't color outside the lines, so you'll be able to stay within the lines. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So more information on that coming soon.
Right.
Stay tuned for that. That was going to be a pretty nice event right there. What else, guys? Anything else?
No, that's it for right now. Like you said, we're halfway through the show. We got 3 articles, so
all right.
I'll let you go for it.
Well, we kick in with Google's new AI on their search engine. So check this out. Let's run it.
Google's AI overviews are here, whether you want them or not. Google's new Gemini-powered search experience is rolling out to users in the US. Here's some advice on how to navigate it. And if you want to turn AI overviews off, too bad. Let's say you just searched Google to learn more about this new AI overview feature that everyone's talking about. If your query triggers an AI overview, and not every query will, then you might see an AI generated summary of this very article at the top of your results. These new AI overviews in Google Search present users with AI-generated answers to queries that are culled from information on the web, and they're presented in a way that gives you the answer you seek without ever requiring you to click on a web link or even learn the names of the publications that the AI used as sources. Google has already released a nascent version of AI overviews within something called the Search Generative Experience, but it was only available to users who opted in. However, at the company's I/O Developer Conference this week, Google announced that the newly renamed AI Overviews is now receiving a wider launch. Everyone in the US who uses Google to search the web or ask a question will now see AI Overviews at the top of their results, again, if their question can be answered by a summary. What if you'd rather just see web links? Unfortunately, AI Overviews are baked into the default search results page now. You can't opt out of seeing them or turn them off. While there's no way to fully disable AI Overviews for your Google account, you can choose to just see a search results page filled with web links. You must select a special filtered view after each individual query. After landing on the search result page topped with the AI Overview, click on the More tab. It should now appear among other filter options like images, videos, shopping, and click web. You'll see a results page just showing links to actual websites. When can you expect your query to trigger an AI-generated summary of the results? AI overviews appear for complex queries, says Mallory DeLeon, a Google spokesperson. You'll find AI overviews in your Google search results when our systems determine that generative AI can be especially helpful. For example, when you want to quickly understand information from a range of sources. During my initial tests, it felt like the AI overviews popped up almost at random for queries, and the summaries appeared for simple questions as well as more complicated asks. According to DeLeon, the AI overview is powered by a customized version of Google's Gemini model that's supplemented with aspects of the company's search system, like the knowledge graph that has billions of general facts. One of my core hesitations about this feature as it rolls out is the continued potential for AI hallucinations, more commonly known as lies. When you interact with Google's Gemini chatbot, a disclaimer at the bottom reads, Gemini may display inaccurate info, including about people, so double-check its responses. There's no such disclaimer added to the bottom of the AI overview, which often simply reads, Generative AI is experimental. When asked why there's no mention of potential hallucinations for AI overviews, DeLeon emphasizes that Google wants to still offer high-quality search results and mentions that the company did adversarial red teaming tests to uncover potential weak points for the feature. This implementation of generative AI is rooted in search's core quality and safety systems, with built-in guardrails to prevent low-quality or harmful information from surfacing, she says. AI overviews are designed to highlight information that can be easily verified by the supporting information that we surface. Knowing this, you might still want to click through the web page links to double-check that the information is actually correct. Though it's hard to imagine many users, who are often looking for quick answers, will spend extra time reading over the source material for Google's AI-generated answer. Liz Reed, Google's head of search, recently told my colleague Lauren Good that AI overviews are expected to arrive for countries outside of the United States before the end of 2024. So over 1 billion people will likely soon encounter this new feature. As someone whose job relies on readers actually clicking links and spending time reading the articles, of course I'm apprehensive about this change, and I'm not alone. Beyond concerns from publishers, it also remains unclear what additional impacts might trickle down to users from Google's AI overviews. Yes, OpenAI's ChatGPT and other AI tools are quite popular in Silicon Valley tech circles, but this feature will likely expose billions of people who have never used a chatbot before to AI-generated text. Even though AI overviews are designed to save you time, they might lead to less trustworthy results. Now back to the coffee time crew.
So, number one is you can't turn it off. That's crazy, but oh well. And then to have to go into the More tab every time, I'm wondering.
That was done in purposely.
Right, but let me. My question is this: hopefully, Myself personally, when I do a Google search or whatever, you know what I'm saying. Once it, I just keep hitting the H for headings till I get down to search results with links. You know what I'm saying, or something like that. I'm hoping that even though this AI overview is going to be right up on top, that I can still navigate down without having to go into that filter to get to the web links.
Yeah, yeah. Google does have headings like that. I've been trying it out for the last 2 months. It's been active on mine. It asked me a cool minute ago, you want to opt in? I was like, all right, boom. Um, but just like any technology, just like any phone or any camera that says, be aware this is not a device that's going to help you navigate, or this is not a device that's going to fix this or fix that. You got to remember, technology is known and it's prone to doing mistakes. With this AI, it's actually searching and scouring the results it already has in its database, and you know how much trash we have on the internet. So
Lot.
you can't blame the AI and say it's lying, it's drawing, because it can't lie because it's not sentient or nothing like that. Okay, it can't imagine anything because, like they said, it's imagining or whatever how it phrased it. It can't do that. The thing is gathering all this type of information, and it's not. It doesn't have it. Like they said, it has guardrails, but things are gonna filter in still. It's a big database that is pulling out from. Um, I have used it in context with asking it a question. I asked it a question that I'm having a problem with. And I'm finding out that this might just be a JAWS bug that I found. Switching languages and reading the document in Spanish for me. Like it read all the system menus in Spanish and everything, but when I got to the document, it read it in English, even though the document's in Spanish. And I switched profiles, I switched synthesizers. There's one more step I need to try, but I've been doing all that, and I think I found a bug with that in JAWS.
Right.
But um, when I went to search on how to do this, I searched how to switch to read into Spanish. The query of the AI gave me a step by step on how to do it, right?
Yeah.
And then I read him. I went to do whatever, right? And then I came
Right.
back to the page because I was having a problem. This is before I figured out it was a bug. I was having a problem. So I came back and I was reviewing. I kept going down. And the first result of the web results was an article explaining that. But this article wasn't it was like a blog. So it had one message for somebody, try this, and then another message for somebody, oh, yeah, I
Right.
tried
Right.
that,
Right.
and then oh, try this step and try that step. Well, the AI put all that steps in a summary for me instead of going and actually doing all that and
Uh,
needing to read, navigate, see the time they posted, all this, go to a different website, then go back and go to the next search query. I had it summarized right there. Sometimes I just wish they could ask more or expand or elaborate type options. Another thing they could probably do is put where it got its references from, so you could click those references. For example, for the people that write news articles are thinking they're gonna have a problem with this, with no one going to the articles and clicking on them for the for them to get paid. But this could summarize an article and say, here, you want to learn more from this article? Here it is right here from this news organization. It could start. The AI is smart enough to start knowing that too. Yes, Google needs to implement that. If they're concerned, I don't know why they haven't talked to Google's team about it to try to come to a understanding and a center point instead of just maybe complaining. I don't know if they actually have talked. It said that they talked to someone from Google, but
right.
they didn't talk about how they can help that little problem. And I understand that problem because this is how these folks work. But the AI could understand, okay, I'm getting this information from a news outlet or a magazine, and I'm gonna direct my reader from my summary to know more of this type of information. And that could probably solve that problem. But that aside, for us blind folks, this can actually save you time. It could summarize things for you, and then if you need to get in deep, they have the web results where it kind of got all its information from in the bottom on the top of the results.
And you must just for your own sake and making sure you're putting out proper information. Check your results. Always check your results. I mean, chances are it won't be wrong, but because, again, as Pedro was saying, it's just gathering from data that it already has in the system, and it may just apply the wrong data into this scenario, So you got to just verify. It's always best to do that, and then that way you're not spreading bad information, or you're not doing something that may potentially, depending on what you're gathering information for, it could potentially, jack everything all up. So just verify. So, but again, like we said, technology's everywhere. AI is, now whether we want it or not, we got it when you do a Google search, whether you want it or not.
And you can't stop it.
So another term for AI is internet assistant. Just think of that. It's an assistant, an internet assistant. And this assistant that gathers information or whatever it may do, as a person that the assistant is assistant, you have to make sure the information your assistant gave you is correct, because it's not a human assistant, it's an internet assistant. AI.
And sometimes it also depends on the information you give the assistant to get the results you want, because if you give it bad information, then it's going to give you bad results.
Yeah.
So,
and that note, let's jump to another social media cut, and we'll be back, guys.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United.
Feeling lucky? Join Blind United for a thrilling day at Viejas Casino and Resort. Slaw Machine. Mark your calendars for Friday, August 9th. We're rolling out from Montclair and Buena Park at 9 a.m. sharp, so don't be late. For just $21, enjoy a ride filled with fun, refreshments, and the chance to win big. Remember, space is limited, and the deadline for your non-refundable payment is July 9th. Bring your game face and your ID and get ready for a day of excitement and entertainment. No worries about the drive. We've got you covered there and back. Book your spot now. Contact Cheryl at 909-821-9589, Tursten74@gmail.com, or Pedro at 323-631-2122, Paguilera at blindunited.org. You can sell your payments to Blind United Incorporated using the email blindunited2022@gmail.com. Let's hit the jackpot together.
And I hope somebody hits the jackpot when we get there. I really do. I'd love to see somebody come up big time while we're there. That'd be a great thing. So, but yeah, no, we're going to have a lot of fun doing that. So
Yeah. And talking about hitting the jackpot and treasures, man, this next article is about finding Al Capone's hidden fortune. So let's take a listen.
Inside the Secret, unbelievable search for Al Capone's hidden fortune. From psychic revelations to televised flops, the quest to uncover the mobster's lost millions has led to a labyrinth of clues and dead ends. Al Capone, the notorious leader of the Chicago outfit during Prohibition, is one of the most well-known gangsters in American history. His lavish lifestyle, rivalry with lawman Elliot Ness, and involvement in infamous crimes such as the St. Valentine's Day Massacre have cemented his place in pop culture for nearly a century. Naturally, true crime enthusiasts continue to seek out pieces of Capone's personal property to add to their own collections. But while only a wealthy collector can get their hands on Capone's gun, the most coveted possession from Capone's past has the potential to make its future owner extremely rich. The story of Al Capone's lost fortune. Despite his high-profile conflicts with law enforcement officials and other criminals, it was unglamorous tax evasion charges that finally brought down Al Capone, according to biography. Quote, somewhat ironically, it was the pen pushers from the tax office who posed the greatest threat to the gangsters' bootlegging empires. In May 1927, the Supreme Court ruled that a bootlegger had to pay income tax on his illegal bootlegging business. With such a ruling, it wasn't long before the small special intelligence unit of the IRS under Elmer Eyre was able to go after Capone. But even after he was caught, convicted, and sentenced to 11 years in prison, Capone put a contingency plan in place to ensure that his enormous wealth would still be waiting for him on the outside. Capone hid his fortune, reportedly worth millions, to prevent the government and his rivals from seizing it. Unfortunately, he and his family ultimately couldn't access it either. Though he was flamboyant and boisterous in some regards, when it came to his secrets, Capone played it close to the impeccably tailored vest. According to Al Capone's grandniece, Deirdre Marie Capone, the gangster didn't keep all of his millions in one place. Instead, a single buried box contained the clues to the various places across the country where Capone had meticulously hidden his wealth. I put it in a bunch of different banks and had the safety deposit box keys and the names I used in a strong box, Capone allegedly told his grandniece, according to Deirdre's book, Uncle Al Capone, The Untold Story from Inside His Family. I buried the box, but when I went to dig it up after I got out, I couldn't find it. Then I thought I had buried it in another place, but when I looked, it wasn't there either. Capone apparently never revealed the location of his hidden money, likely because, as noted by biography, he anticipated serving a prison sentence of less than 5 years. By the time the mobster emerged from Alcatraz after 6.5 years for good behavior, he was a changed man, not due to any kind of moral awakening, but because his mental state had declined because of tertiary syphilis. Capone died of cardiac arrest on January 25, 1947. Although some might say that he took the secret of his treasure's location to his grave, reports suggest he had already forgotten where the box containing this information was buried, long before his death at the age of 48. Has anyone found Al Capone's treasure? There has never been a confirmed discovery of Al Capone's treasure, but that hasn't stopped some people from claiming they found it. In a 2019 Psychology Today article, for example, a forensic psychic claimed she used dowsing, an ancient divination technique, to help her father and 2 fortune hunters find over 60 bars of silver in 1990. She claimed these bars were stolen by Capone's gang and hidden by his lieutenant, Frank Nitti. As for why her story hadn't received much publicity, the psychic said, most real fortune hunters do not seek publicity. Perhaps that's why those who search for Capone's fortune shy away from disclosing their discoveries. Or maybe they're wary of admitting it at all, thanks to perhaps the biggest publicity stunt of the 1980s. Because you can't talk about Al Capone's lost millions without talking about the most famous treasure hunt in television history. On April 21st, 1986, 30 million viewers watched The Mystery of Al Capone's Vaults, a 2-hour live TV special hosted by Geraldo Rivera. The show explored secret chambers that were recently discovered beneath the Lexington Hotel in Chicago, where Capone ran his operations from 1928 to 1931. Rivera speculated that the vault might contain Capone's missing millions, or maybe the bones of his criminal rivals, or maybe documents or weapons or bootleg booze. IRS agents were present, ready to claim any discovered assets. Of course, nothing of the sort awaited Rivera when the vault was finally opened. All that was there was dirt and empty glass bottles. Rivera and the IRS agents were no closer to snatching up Capone's fortune in 1986 than Eliot Ness and his boys were in 1931. Though Rivera wound up looking far less dignified than Ness did when Robert Stack portrayed him on the 1959 TV show, The Untouchables. Al Capone's vault ultimately became a pop culture punchline, and to this day, the location of Capone's millions remains as much a mystery as it was in April 1986. Or maybe somebody out there does have a lead on where the gangster buried that mythical box, and they're just waiting until they know for sure before they call in the TV cameras this time. Now back to the Coffee Time crew.
If I knew what that box was, I wouldn't be telling nobody.
Either.
I mean, I'm sorry. I'm keeping that to myself. And yes, who was that? I forget what network did that with Geraldo Rivera, but I mean, I guess they made money because they got a lot of views for that. That you know, and again, they was just hours on hours of hours of them searching these tunnels below that hotel or whatever. I mean, I'm old enough to remember I watched it, just like everybody else, I guess, at the time.
Right.
We didn't have a lot of cable TV back then, so.
No.
Hey, it must have been funny when he opened it up and then it saw the dirt and the bottles. It must have been
Well,
like,
actually, the tunnels were stuffed with old furniture from the hotel. So they're saying dirt and bottles. No, but I remember there was a lot of furniture and stuff in there, and they literally pulled all of that furniture out just to make sure. Maybe once they got all the furniture out, that's all that was left was dirt and bottles. But again, when they first opened it up, there was just a lot of stuff, you know, furniture and stuff like that
hey,
in there.
it must have been in the furniture.
It could have been.
And the IRS
never
was,
know.
yeah, the IRS is ready to get its cut.
I mean, you know.
Yeah. Sticky
But again,
fingers.
I mean, you know, if I knew where it was, knowing that the IRS wants it and all that other kind of stuff, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm finna go get it. I'm finna break it off a little chunk at a time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm finna do what I do, you know, and,
Right.
and eventually, I hate to go here, but go back to my old education and just launder that money right on into the system.
There you go.
Dang. Yeah.
You
Well, a
know.
treasure is a treasure. I don't think you pay taxes on a treasure.
Well, again, but if it gets identified as Al Capone's, then they're going to come confiscate it because of how much he owed.
Damn. So
Yeah.
so let's say the treasure that they find in the sea, you know, and they know whose treasure it is because they know the ship, but the people that find it keep it, right?
Well, it depends on where it's found because
Yeah.
some countries do claim certain,
Parts
how
of
can I
the
say, parts of the water surrounding their island, their country, whatever. Like,
yeah.
you know, here, I think it's 10 miles out is international water. So anything, you know, 10 miles from shore would be, you know, claimed by U.S. And anything outside of that 10-mile barrier is international water.
Man, that's crazy how they could claim anything. Like, oh yeah, we claim this thing. This, let's say for example, we claim this UFO. It just crashed over here. We claim it. Yeah, you're the government. You work for us, so that's our UFO. You know, that's our treasure. They're like, oh, we just found a big old treasure chest. It's in the USA soil, so it's the government. No, no, it's the taxpayers. Your boss, not yours.
Well, and sadly enough, I mean, America is known for it, I believe, as well. But there's a lot of other countries that are far worse about it than we are. You know, but again, you know, that's. I mean, they in essence they kind of force us to do dirt. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
come on, man. I
If
mean,
you
at
find
least
it, you better not say it.
I mean, at least, how can we say, at least let us know, okay, well, if you find it, it's ours, but we'll give you a percentage or something, don't,
Yeah, right.
no, if you didn't spend all this money to go find this stuff and Now you find it and they jack you for it. I mean, now you just out not only what you found, but all the money you invested into finding it. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. And you know how some of these government officials are crooked. You know, some of the stories you
Oh
get, so you
yeah.
never know. They want to
yeah.
just take it from your hands, and then someone else comes and takes it from them. You know what I mean? There is, I know. There's been scandals. There's been politicians caught with gold bars in their jackets and stuff like that.
I mean, gold is one of the easiest way to move money around. I mean, if nothing else, you can just one country can just make up a bunch of bling and you can just put it on and wear it to the airport. You know what I'm saying?
That dude
Right.
was smart enough. He could
And
have.
melted back down in the bars. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Man, they could have made himself some bling or something. But even that, even though this person got caught, I forgot his name. This person from the government. I don't want to mention his name, but um, I don't know why he had to come to these forms of bribery. You know what I mean? There's a lot of ways they get money that is iffy, but it's legalized by them. You know what I mean?
It's all
Yeah.
about greed, my brother. It's all about greed.
Yes,
You know,
it's true. You're right
the
about that.
greedier you are, the more chances you're willing to take on how you get it. You know
That's
what I'm
how they
saying?
got their jackpot right there.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So,
So
but
what's up for the weekend, guys? What's up for the weekend? What y'all getting into?
well, we got our scholarship award ceremony come Sunday,
Whoop whoop.
where we'll be hanging out at Rodrigo's and giving away a couple nice size scholarships. You guys have to tune in. I did confirm last night we will be streaming that on Zoom. So for those that follow us and are part of it, you can just come into the interest group link Sunday at 2 p.m. and we'll be having what we're doing there at the award ceremony will be on the Zoom platform for everybody to check out and hear more about Les and see how much money we're giving away. So y'all come and join us, like I said, Sunday at 2 p.m. in the afternoon Pacific time and hang out with us for a little while. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So,
grab a meal, and sit in front of the screen and enjoy it. So, the whole event or just the highlights of the event?
I just basically we're going to turn Zoom on. We'll see how far it goes. Again, it's not my event. I'm just trying to accommodate what people are asking us to do. So we'll see how it all plays out. But I will definitely have all the way through to where we award the money. So you guys will at least be able to see that. So we'll see. Come in, check it out, and I don't know if we get a room full of people. Maybe we can just play it for the whole program or whatever. But we'll see. I don't know. I can't promise anything because I am not going to be the one operating it. I got other duties to carry on during the ceremony. So being a moderator for Zoom is not going to be one of them. So. But anyway, you guys come hang out with us on Sunday if you will. Tonight, again, we got the movie. Again, a bucket list. I believe tomorrow is my Saturday for RS Games. So we should be playing RS Games tomorrow night. I think we're playing RS Games tomorrow night. I don't know. I'd have to check the schedule.
Let me know, because I'll be messing up too. I'll be wanting to play. Come hang out with us and play. But I see the bucket list. It's a good movie. Good team. They made a good movie.
Yeah. They are definitely the odd couple. You know what I'm saying?
And I like Morgan Freeman. He makes good movies. He's a good actor. I like his movies. Him and Denzel.
Jack
And
Nicholson
Jack
is a great
Nicholson is
actor as
good
well.
too.
Yeah, he's a
Jack
great
Nicholson,
actor as well. He really gets into his characters. So,
On this
Yeah, he
one,
does.
sure.
so anyway, you guys come hang out with us this weekend on the interest group stuff that we do have going on, and then we'll be back with you for another coffee time on Monday morning. So, man, we appreciate you guys and all you do to support us and what we're trying to do here at Blind United. So, on that note, anybody got anything in closing?
Let's have a fantastic Friday and a wonderful weekend.
Thank God it's Friday. That's all.
All right. Y'all have a great weekend. We'll see you come Monday morning. Have a great one. All right, we are out.
Good one.
Yeah, it helps a lot when you got somebody back there pushing them other buttons. It just makes things go a lot smoother.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, me, Pedro, I'm being honest. I can get it done, but it's, you know, trying to navigate and listen to Jaws and keep the conversation going, like with Carol or whoever, you know. So, but I was getting it done. I was getting it done.
Oh yeah, you were the man. I'm telling you.
You know, and towards the end of the week, I got better and better with it. So, practice makes perfect. So,
Ed,
yes.
I think you're alive. There.